I think today I didn't really handle myself quite well mentally, I would say. So basically that's it. Iwa's just making unforced errors, like I know I have to check the statistics. I think she won the match not because she played incredible, just because I made all of those mistakes from if you look from outside, kind of like from an easy ball. Something shifted in women's tennis overnight, and it wasn't a new champion or a surprise upset. It was a quiet, almost invisible change happening behind closed doors. Phones stopped ringing, emails went unanswered. Meetings that were once locked and suddenly needed to be reassessed. And at the center of it all was Sabalenka, a player who just days earlier seemed untouchable. Now facing questions no sponsor wants to be near. It all traced back to one moment in court, involving Coco Gauff. A moment that fans can't stop replaying, arguing over and breaking apart frame by frame. Nothing was confirmed, but the damage was already spreading. And the real panic, it didn't start on the court. It started in the boardrooms. Yeah, that hurts. I mean, especially when you've been playing really great tennis during the whole week, you know. You've been playing against a lot of tough opponents. Olympic champion Igor, you know. But that incident was only the beginning of what would turn into a full-blown fallout. The match itself looked normal on the surface. Two of the biggest names in women's tennis under blinding lights with a packed crowd, hanging on to every rally. The tension was obvious from the first serve. Every point felt heavier than the last. Sabalenka came in as the favorite based on form. Coco Gauff stepped onto the court with a kind of quiet focus that never shows up on the stat sheet. And as the match tightened, so did the emotions. Then came the moment everyone keeps talking about. A missed shot, a frustrated reaction, a split second where Sabalenka turned away from the court and muttered something under her breath. At first, nobody thought much of it. Athletes vent all the time. Cameras catch these flashes of emotion in every match. Most of them are forgotten within minutes, but this one wasn't. Someone clipped it. Someone slowed it down. Someone added captions, and suddenly, the tennis world wasn't talking about the score, the strategy, or who was heading to the next round. They were talking about that one tiny piece of audio, trying to figure out what was said, what was meant, and whether it crossed a line that can't be uncrossed. Congratulations, Coco. When Arena sat here, she said that she thinks if EGA had won her, she wins this thing today because of how the match turned up. Do you think the way you play today, you beat anyone? Doesn't matter who is on the other side of the net. She said if Ego won, if I play Ego in the final. She said that if we go, she didn't mention exactly winning you, but she said if Ego won me, she would one T hating that you am. I mean, I don't agree with that. I'm here sitting here, and last time I played no like to Ego or anything but I played her, and I won in straight SO. Yeah, I don't think that's a fair thing to say. And once that clip started spreading, the situation moved from tense to explosive fast. It only took a few hours for that short clip to reach every corner of the internet. Tennis page reposted it. Commentary channels slowed it down even more. Fans put on headphones, replaying the moment again and again, each time hearing something slightly different. Some swore they heard something offensive. Others argued it was just a frustrated mumble, maybe in her native language, taken completely out of context. The problem was nobody could agree. And when there's confusion mixed with emotion, social media doesn't wait for facts. It fills in the story on its OWN.UM, because anything can really happen. And yeah, honestly, I mean, the way Arena was playing the last few weeks, she was the favorite to win. So, I think she was the best person that I could have played in the final. Her being number one in the world was the best person to play. So, I think I got the hardest matchup, just if you go off stats alone. Obviously, EGA being a champion here. Screenshots, subtitles, and audio-enhanced versions started popping up everywhere. People who had never watched a full tennis match were suddenly acting like experts, analyzing lip movements and body language. Influencers jumped on it for views. News accounts hinted at controversial in court audio. Even casual fans who normally just tune in for big finals felt like they had to pick a side. The conversation stopped being about sports and started becoming about character, intent, and respect. What made everything explode wasn't just the clip that it was the vacuum around it. No immediate clarification, no explanation from either camp, no calming statement from the league. In a world where everything gets addressed within minutes, that silence felt loud. To some, it meant guilt. To others, it meant confusion. To the people who matter most in business, the sponsors, it meant risk. And risk is the one thing brands run from the fastest. Because while the public was still arguing increment sections, contracts were being reread. Meetings were being called and reputations were being quietly evaluated behind closed doors. I mean, she's probably emotional about it. So I'm not going to take it with too much anything. And I Ito hope people give her a little bit of while fans were busy debating what they heard and what it might mean. Something much quieter and much more serious was happening in private. This is the part viewers don't see. The part that doesn't throw up on highlight reels or trending pages. The phone calls, the emergency Zoom meetings, the sudden shift in tone from "we're excited for this partnership" to "let's take a step back and reassess." Sponsors don't need a full investigation to start worrying. They just need uncertainty. And uncertainty is exactly what surrounded Sabalenka's name in that moment that we lost one. You talk about the power of social media to help tell your story. But do you think at the end of the day you're still a little bit misunderstood for who you are? No. I think nowadays people know me as a player and as a person. Like I feel like people know that okay. Of course she's aggressive. She's passionate. She's focused and fighting for her dream.